All right, I want to talk about Nintendo at the Game Awards that happened the other day because I got some feelings on their showing that I haven't seen a lot of people really putting out there, because I think Nintendo was one of the big winners of the Game Awards, actually. And yeah, I acknowledge they got swept out of the awards, didn't win anything, didn't have any big announcements of their own. And congratulations to Astrobot for winning Game of the Year, well deserved. But if you look at what this show this year actually was, it was trailers, reveals for a lot of really big, really impactful third-party games that are going to be coming out over the next couple years. And while it wasn't explicitly called out at the show, I feel strongly that most, if not all, of these games are going to be coming out on the Switch too, which makes Nintendo a huge beneficiary if they get all of these games like The Witcher, all these Elden Ring games and the DLC that's been coming out, the new Okami game, the new Onimusha game. The list goes on. There were so many big games that came out. And when the Switch first came out in 2017, the third parties who were jumping on that were really kind of putting themselves out on a limb, because we were coming off of the Wii U. It was hard times. You really had to see the vision and trust that Nintendo was building something special. So there was that first wave, and then there were some people who were opportunistic in seeing, hey, this thing is taking off, and we're going to get in on this, like CD Projekt Red when they brought The Witcher 3 to the original Switch. They saw that. And yet there were still some companies that were iffy the whole way through, like EA never fully bought in on the Switch. But with the Switch 2, you really need to see things differently if you're not getting in big on the Switch 2 from day one. So again, I think all these games, eventually, maybe not day and date, obviously there'll probably be a little bit of difference in how they run and how they look, but I think all these games are coming to Switch 2. And that's a huge change in the way that a lot of these companies have looked at making games for a Nintendo system before. And it's going to mean an even bigger library, an even more impactful library of games for the Switch 2 than we saw on the Switch 1. And we're not even talking about the first party output yet. So it's going to take a little while to see it. It's going to take a while for all these plans to come together. But just looking at what was announced a couple days ago, I really think Nintendo was one of the big winners at the Game Awards.